It's me again, guys. It's Jack. And today, I will never forget about this event. But luckily, I still have that USB and also my new laptop that I just got after the blood incident happened. So, my job, I was fired because I was being too lazy I never I never go to my daily job basis just because I was being too lazy. But it won't but I don't care because well, this game I feel like this game wants me to beg more of playing it. So I did. It was sunny. It was a sunny afternoon today. I went home because I have to get some groceries after my leftover money I had. Some milk, some cereal, some other food that related as food, if I could put it that way. I loaded them up, and after I finish sorting them out, I load my food in the refrigerator. And after that, it's time to play that damn file again. So I head to my room, started up my laptop, play Mogeko Castle, and then brought up the file of Defect.avi. But when I brought up the file, I quickly noticed that there was another file. But it was a picture of a file that reads, "But Shooter Fairy lost." I was a bit confused because I never had this file on my desktop before that it was even an image too. When I clicked it, I was immediately disgusted. It was Shooter Fairy again. But this is getting strange. But Shooter Fairy has a sewn up stomach now, and she looks a bit much more lifeless. Her antennae was still missing, but now she's been crucified on a cross, like how Jesus died in the Bible. But this was made, but this was way worse. Half her eye seemed a bit torn out, and her bottom jaw was seemed a bit cut out. And I saw that sewn up stomach. And on her chest was a word that say, "You." That's the only word that was carved into Pashuda's fairy's guts on her stomach. Just a "you" word. Then I quickly noticed another file that was an image just like Pashuda Fairy, but this was different. This was somewhat Scringe Mokeko. This was even way worse. He has that knife wound that I just saw in the game. But like Pashuda Fairy, his corpse got worse. Now he seemed like he'd been gunned down, shot to death. And half of his face was a bit torn, and I could see some of that guts and brains were slowly oozing out. And it made my stomach feel raw after I ate my food, and also lose my appetite, which made me disgust. And there was another word that was carved in his stomach, just like Pashuda Fairy. And the only word that was different this time was known. So I completely ignored the image and went straight to the file. When I started a file, the game just took me where I was left off. I was about to meet Defect Mokiko, if I can see the chapter. And another chapter that was in chapter 3 was his demons. I stopped for a moment. His demons? My mind been wandering, and I slowly paused for a bit. His demons. And I quickly noticed that something's gonna be wrong with Defect Mokiko as well. And I have high feelings that Blood Spirit might be wrong as well. So I moved Yanaka forward. I checked every single door, no more geckos. Just like the other rooms. It's just empty. And if I stay there for the room too long, the room suddenly will get dark. As if I was alone. And Yanaka's sprite was seemed a bit worried. Or how do I put this from her facial expressions? Sad, but lonely. So I head over to the library, where you get to read a book about defect Mokikos. And there was supposed to be a cutscene where the Mogekos finally found Yanaka and placed her in a dungeon. That didn't happen. Instead, it played out very differently and actually made me shocked. The cutscene showed that the ground was slowly crumbling and then it was broke. Yanaka fell and then hit, and I heard a splat sound. Yanaka landed safely, but now she has a bruised head. It was leaking out blood. Yanaka was still seemed alright, just a small wound. And I quickly noticed I was in Defect Mokoko's jail cell. Or dungeon cell, if I can put it that way as well. But Defect Mokoko was not here. But this really makes me creeped out. Where is Defect Mokoko? So I quickly moved Yanaka around to expect some things. And sure enough there were. There was a broken chain ball, and it looked to have been broken. It's like something like you see in a horror movie where a killer breaks a chain or something that traps them down. And bloody scratches on the walls. Like claw marks, almost like a cat's claw. And I head out the room. When I head out the dungeon, suddenly this starts to get creepy. All of a sudden, the music started playing. It was playing Defect's Mokoko's music, but it sounds demonic and it sounds backwards. And it feels distorted as well, but not as distorted as you thought, but just way distorted. Almost like someone was recording a a phone that was playing a music from their recording, if I can put it that music. When I heard it, it was loud, so I turned on my volume quick as possible. Then the Yanaka sprite slowly turned around, and my heart suddenly freezed. That's where I saw that fucking thing. It was green. Has like a twisted look. Has a broken ear. Scratch marks. And has that twisted smirk like sharp teeth smile, and its eyes were seen blacking out. But every few minutes though, it has red eyes. Not the red eyes you thought, but red dots. But people like to call those red dots EXE eyes. But I don't think that's not EXE eyes. It's almost like a red snake eye. It was, and its ear, and its broken ear was bleeding. When I did, I quickly jolted, and the music gets much more creepier. Yannicka did a running animation that I didn't see in the game before, and that greenish, monstrous cat chased me, and I quickly escaped. I will tell you more after I figure out, after this playthrough, what I'm gonna do. But please, what was that thing? Oh my god, what I'm gonna do?